Alright guys, welcome back to the channel here. My name is Jimmy. This is the King Shotgun Customs channel, and today I'm doing a video that I probably should have done a long time ago because I got a bunch of guys asking me, and so I'm going to finally make it here. So this is my truck, my 2002 7.3 right here, and obviously it does not look like a 7.3 because I swapped the front end over to the 2008 to 2010, and people have been asking me how I did it because I did all of the brackets by myself, everything by myself. So this is what today's video is, and we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you how you can do it and everything that it involves from start to finish basically. And it's 100% do it yourself. You don't have to buy any kits, you just need the part and all these parts and stuff, which I'll go over because I have a spare front clip in my basement right now that I'm hoping on selling off a parts truck, so I can show you literally every piece that is involved in this. But it's pretty simple for the most part. It takes a little bit of time to finagle, but we'll get into it here and I'll bring it up close. Okay, so before we get into it real quick here, I just want to define what the front clip is for the purpose of this video so people know. It is, see this seam right here where the door is, it is everything forward basically, all the body panels and the headlights of course, bumper, etc. So that is what the front clip is, and that is what you'll be swapping in this video if you end up doing it to your truck. So I just wanted to make that clear. And I have that spare set of all the body panels and basically everything in my basement that I'm planning on selling. So I will go show you those first because it's easier to actually see them all the pieces taken apart so that you can see what it's involved with. But after that I'll bring it back out and we'll get to work on this and see what the brackets look like. Alright, so here is a spare front clip that I have off an 08, and obviously you can see the part. You got your hood and your grill basically just hooks up to the hood in the front there, pretty simple. So that's one piece. Obviously you have both of the fenders, pretty self-explanatory, and you got some other little pieces too. These are the pieces that people forget about when they think about doing a swap. This kind of just goes out the back door, that people forget about these pieces, and they really kind of think you only need the fenders, the hood, the grill, the bumper, and the headlights. But you need all this too if you really want it to be a good swap. So we'll start off here with the wiper transmission linkages here. So basically this is one off an 08, and what you're going to do is you're going to disconnect it there and put your new motor on here. Well, not your new motor, the one that's on your truck currently, whether it be, for example, my truck, the 02, took the 02 motor, slapped it on here, and hooked it up to my linkage here and made sure that it was in the right direction, and it works fine like that. And I just had to mount it up basically with this new transmission in there. If you watch McNasty's video, he does a better job showing you what you need to do because I kind of forget off the top of my head. But you got to trim a piece on the cowl up front. So that's go over there, check out his video for that if you don't know what to do there. But next up we have obviously the cowl plastic pieces to cover. They have a weather strip over here, and if you flip them upside down, they have these little tabs, and if you want to try to make use of those to try to mount it up somehow, it's kind of self-explanatory there. So that's that piece that goes over top of where these go, and they fit the wipers easily. And actually your wipers can click onto here and clip them off, so real easy. There's like a swing arm on your current wiper, you just pull it off and then you put this one on, put your wiper back on. So that's really not that bad, either of them. And then obviously you got your 08 hood hinges. These are what they look like, and I'll show you out there. Just mounted them on the truck currently and bolted them up to the hood over there. So that's basically how that works. And then you got your hood latch, which I'm going to explain out there, but basically you got to use this new one if you really want to get the hood open efficiently and without tearing your arm off under there trying to reach at the latch. So basically what I did was I kind of mocked this up, put it in the right spot, and I just trimmed this piece off. I'll show you what I did out there actually, but I just kind of cut this piece off, was able to put a bolt through here and get it sit nice and flush exactly where it's supposed to go, and it's easy reach for your hand to get that open. So these are just little pieces. I wanted to show you them all individually, since some of them you can't see, like for example this, since it's already installed on my truck. But I just figured I'd show you all the little pieces that are involved. And of course you got headlights too, which are back there, but that's basically it. Let's go back outside. Okay, so now you've seen what the individual parts are themselves and what every piece is involved. We'll come into my truck here. Obviously you can see I've done a dash and interior swap on it, but that's for other videos. If you're interested in this, I have plenty of videos out there on this whole thing basically. So we're gonna pop the hood here, and I'm gonna show you underneath what my fabrication work looks like. Alright, so now that we got the hood popped, I'm able to show you better what I did here. So we'll start off with the fenders, which is the big portion of this that is the hardest, I think. And so what I did was I ended up using some big heavy-duty fender washers, but originally what I did was I used some angle iron and I ran it like the length of here, just like the bracket kit does from McNasty. It kind of looks the same. I just used 2-inch angle iron, and the body line was okay, the spacing was alright, but it wasn't what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be absolutely perfect. As you can see here, it's pretty dang close, except with the paint difference, it just looks a little off, but pretty close to perfect. So I junked that idea, got rid of the angle iron, even though I had it on there for a few months. And I went just to fender washers because I figured I can get the spacing exactly how I wanted it by adding a washer or subtracting a washer. So that's exactly what I did, and these are nice and wide, so that it's a great support for it. Like, it doesn't move at all. So that definitely is a good idea, I think. And that is how I did it. No brackets or anything for this fender, basically right here, just all those washers. And I'll throw the size on the screen so you guys know. Or even if you wanted to take a stack of washers and just run them up like to each next hole and build up a little bit of support in here, that's probably a good idea too. You could just take a nutsert, drill a hole, and put the nutsert in and get several mounting points up here rather than just the 2 like I have. But it's pretty strong the way it is, but that's definitely a good idea if you want some extra reinforcement in the middle there. But that's that. And then basically once you get the top of the fender mounted up there sitting nice, you can go ahead and get your body line really well adjusted by making a bracket. If you go down in here, take this emblem off, you'll see that there's that one tab sticking on the fender like this way. And if you look at the McNasty bracket kit, he uses like a little L-shaped bracket to do it. I just made my own. I took angle iron, cut it about 2 inches wide, and I basically just put a little nutsert in there and attached it to the fender piece that was sticking out, and I was able to just get the fender to sit up and down farther this way. And that's how I achieved this excellent body line right here. As you can see, that's pretty good. So, and then down here you just have your 2 standard bolts. I got a couple spacers on there, depends, you just got to play with it. But that really was not that hard to get the fender mounted up. The only piece I had to make was a little L bracket angle iron. I did it out of angle iron, so pretty simple there. And now for your wheel well, this is the biggest part I think I've struggled with, trying to get your old wheel well here to come underneath the fender. And I did my best. I put a couple screws in it, put a couple zip ties just for current, because I've been struggling. I've been looking into mounting the new wheel well off an 08 actually, and getting it to fit in there, but it doesn't like to sit on the frame just right. So that's another project for another day, but you can just do what I did and kind of screw it in there and get as best you can. Okay, so next piece that I did was the headlights here. And if you see in McNasty's video, he cuts off this piece right here, and he has a little bracket go bolts onto here and to here. So what I did was I just made my own bracket, of course, which is just a flat piece of steel there, and drilled 2 holes, mounted it, and I put a nutsert in here once I found a good spot. I started it with self-tapping screws, and then I found the right spot where it mounts up nicely, and I was able to put a nutsert there and make it permanent. Or even if you just want to kind of take another one of these and stack it down here for extra support here, or if you want to make these 2 connect somehow, like come up here in the middle or something and put 2 bolt holes, whatever, that's pretty simple. Just get a something like this, you can make a bracket up or whatever. Just to show you what I did though, that's where I am right now, and it's pretty sturdy. It doesn't really vibrate or come loose or anything, so that's not a concern. And I should note actually that before I ended up doing that nutsert, I waited until I had the hood on, but we'll talk about that in a second, before I made it permanent. And of course this just clips in over here, real simple. So that takes care of the headlight and the fender, and then we'll move on to the bumper. So now for the bumper here, I put that on just while after I got these headlights sort of modded in there, so that I could see what spacing looked like and everything. And honestly, I basically just cut out the top of my frame here, that little piece, chopped it off, and I extended my holes in these brackets because the bumper's got to actually come down a little bit. So I put a hole here, and on this side I extended the hole up a little bit, and I got 2 bolts on there for now with no brackets, and it is rock solid, like not moving at all. So I mean, you could hook a chain up to it, probably wouldn't even come off. I would recommend using some good, probably grade 8 hardware. This isn't even grade 8, this is just some junk on there, but for now it works without making any plate brackets or anything. So in the future, if you want to get like a bracket kit from McNasty, I mean, that's a good idea maybe for the bumper, but it is definitely sturdy and can hold a lot of weight as it sits right now. And it looks good too. I mean, it comes out pretty good for a do-it-yourself. Alright, so basically next, what I did was I ended up using the 08 hood hinges for the hood, and they almost line up. You got to play with it a little bit and mock it up and see what it looks like. I forget exactly if I had to extend the holes down in there or something, but I did, and put it on, and the hood just sits basically how it was. And once you drop your hood, you can play with your fender, get your body line right here, and you can play with the headlight and move it in and out to get a nice seam up there against the grill. And that's pretty much simple for just mounting the hood on. And then of course you have your hood latch, which if you look behind here, I just took a square stock here and cut it to length, drilled a couple holes through it, just like a bracket almost, and it's just acting like a spacer, and I'm able to move my hood latch up and down. So that's a bracket for that I made just by cutting a piece of square stock. Pretty simple. But I should note that this is actually an 08 hood latch here. So I took my cable off, got rid of my stock one from my 02, and I put the 08 one on here, ran the cable down to my hood latch, because you can't really open the hood since these grills go with it. So the latch has to be down here, you need it there. And so basically what I did was I just chopped off the back piece of the latch here, and I was able to drill a hole and get a bolt through there into a nutsert that I put here, and it's good, it's nice and sturdy, and it's right in the perfect location where it has to be. So I definitely recommend using the 08 hood latch. And as you can see too, this hood latch is nice and sturdy. I just got longer bolts and sent them right through on the factory threaded holes that are in here. So one other thing that I should say too is, in order to get your hood stops to shut the hood right and keep it at the right level, I ripped them out of the original hole, moved them over maybe like 2.5 inches, drilled just a 1/2 inch hole, a couple of them in the square, and these sit in here. They're a little wobbly, but if you can get a perfect square, you can just snap them right in and adjust this screw up and down, you get your hood sitting right. And I did that on both sides, so this one's a little better, as you can see, but this really helps you get your hood level right when it's sitting, because I know on the bracket kit it's this is just kind of has a spot for it that's welded with a nut, I think, but you can just pop it out, make a little square, and put this in, and it should be good. I mean, I've been driving this thing for a long time, and the hood sits really well on there and latches up beautifully. Took a little bit of adjustment, but I got it. And one other thing that I did too is I just ran my hose up here. You can see there's a little connector here. I took the one that came with this hood and I just ran it across just like normal. So I have my wiper fluid in there, and there's nothing really special to that other than just hooking that hose up. So it's pretty easy. And then if you really want this light to work, you can kind of find a way to tap those 2 wires into the one that came with your truck, which I haven't done yet because I really don't care about it. at the moment, but that's basically it. All right, so now we'll go ahead, close the hood here, and I will show you what the cowl looks like, because that's basically the last piece from here. So that's basically it. All right, so basically once you got your hood shot and everything, you come do your wipers, and I would probably leave them till last. So you get the new 08 cowl, and it kind of just sits there. I have it just kind of flopping around right now, but you can get under there, kind of mock some of the tabs up and whatnot, put a couple screws through it, and do what you got to do with that. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory, trying to mount it up somehow. And with the wiper transmission, basically you just take the linkages and put your old motor in there, so you don't have to do any wiring, and you just basically bolt it up. If you want to put that extra hole up in the front like other people do in their videos, that's fine. Just like the McNasty video does, you put a hole for that extra thing. I think it's like right here underneath there. So that's pretty self-explanatory for the cowl, and there's nothing else really special that I did other than just kind of put it here. And I mean, it's sitting, I think I got one screw on that side, but the wipers kind of hold it in place, and it looks all right. So it's not something that I'm really concerned about, at least for now. Yeah guys, so I thought I would just make this video just so you can see how I made my brackets myself, since I've been showing you the truck in a lot of videos and I have yet to do so. But by no means am I bashing McNasty or anything with their bracket kit. I think they do an excellent job with at least their exterior bracket kit. So I'm not bashing at all. If you want to go ahead, spend the money, go with them, then that's definitely a fine option. I was just throwing out this option for people who don't want to buy the bracket kit, who want to attempt to do it by themselves, because I think it is legitimately doable by yourself. And I mean, this front clip's been on here for almost a year at this point, and I haven't really had any troubles with it. So it's just a good way to kind of do it yourself, save a few bucks. But by all means, if you want to go buy the bracket kit, then they make an excellent bracket kit, so you should be able to do it. And from what I've heard, people have come out with great results, and it takes adjusting. In his video, he says it takes a lot of time to adjust, and he's not lying, it does. And if you want it to come out right, just be very patient with it, and take your time. I mean, you be the judge here. You see the body lines, what they look like, and they're pretty close to almost excellent. So that's just the results I got from making everything myself. So there you go. And just so people know, the way that I mounted up this is just me showing you how I did it with the brackets, but I am by no means responsible for anything you do, or however you mount your thing up. Do it at your own responsibility and discretion of how you're going to mount things up. I just wanted to show you what I did and kind of give you an idea of what it looks like under here. So, but no, yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for those of you who have been asking me how I did this. And I can only speak towards the 6.4 front clip, because that's all I did here, not the 6.7. And I'll explain in another video why I didn't do the 6.7, because that's just for another day. But this is just for the 6.4 front clip. It's very easy to kind of do this by yourself, and that's pretty much it. As you can see, my wheel is absolutely filthy. It's just covered in brake dust and a little bit of light surface rust that's coming off this rotor down here, because it's getting time to do brakes on this truck. So it's kind of chewing up the brakes in the front here. So I'm gonna be doing that in another video too, probably, because that's got to be dealt with. But yep. But no, yeah guys, thank you again for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it was very helpful for those of you who asked me how I did this. But just thought I'd get another good video out for you guys. And I have a lot more time right now because my semester just ended, so I'll definitely be doing a lot more videos on the truck over here, and definitely keep putting out content here with the channel. So if you guys are new, definitely leave a subscribe down below, leave a like, and feel free to comment if you got any questions, concerns, or anything else you want to see. So thank you guys for watching again, and I hope you have a good day.